Owning a home is one of the biggest investments most people will ever make. And yet, so many homeowners only think about maintenance after something breaks. The truth is that protecting your home from costly repairs isn't about luck. It's about consistency. Small, regular actions taken throughout the year can save you thousands of dollars, prevent stressful emergencies, and keep your house comfortable no matter the season. In this complete guide, we're going to walk through everything you need to know to protect your home year-round. From preventing frozen pipes in the dead of winter to catching hidden roof damage before it becomes a 5-figure disaster. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear picture of exactly what to watch for every month of the year. And you'll understand why the homeowners who spend the least on repairs are almost always the ones who spend a little time on prevention. Let's start with one of the most dreaded home emergencies of all, frozen pipes during a cold winter. When temperatures drop well below freezing for an extended period, water sitting inside your pipes can freeze and expand, and that expansion can crack even the sturdiest copper or PVC piping. Once that ice thaws, you're often left with a flood that damages flooring, drywall, and personal belongings before you even realize what happened. The good news is that preventing frozen pipes is fairly simple if you stay ahead of it. Keep your home heated to at least 12 to 15 degrees Celsius, even when you're away, since a cold, empty house is far more vulnerable than one with people moving around and generating warmth. Open cabinet doors under sinks that sit against exterior walls so warm air can circulate around the plumbing. If you know a serious cold snap is coming, let faucets drip slightly overnight, since moving water is much less likely to freeze than water sitting still. Pay special attention to pipes in unheated spaces like garages, crawl spaces, and basements. And consider adding foam pipe insulation, which costs only a few dollars per length, but can prevent thousands of dollars in water damage. If you're ever heading out of town during winter, never turn your heat off completely, and if possible, ask a neighbor to check on the house periodically. While we're on the topic of prevention, it's worth talking about the maintenance mistakes that quietly cost homeowners the most money over time. One of the biggest mistakes is ignoring small issues because they don't seem urgent. A tiny water stain on the ceiling, a slightly loose railing, or a faint musty smell in the basement might not seem like a big deal today, but left unaddressed. These small signs often turn into major repairs. Another costly mistake is neglecting gutter cleaning. When gutters clog with leaves and debris, water has nowhere to go except over the edge, where it can pool against your foundation and lead to cracking, basement leaks, and even structural damage. Skipping regular furnace filter changes is another expensive habit, since a clogged filter forces your heating and cooling system to work harder, driving up energy bills and shortening the lifespan of the equipment. Many homeowners also make the mistake of painting over exterior wood rot instead of replacing it, which only traps moisture and accelerates decay. And one of the sneakiest mistakes of all is not knowing where your main water shutoff valve is located, because in an emergency, those extra few minutes spent searching can mean the difference between a small leak and a flooded basement. The common thread in all of these mistakes is procrastination, and the solution is simply building small maintenance habits into your routine so nothing gets forgotten. Now let's talk about something almost every homeowner has experienced: feeling cold in their house even with the heat cranked up. This is frustrating, but it almost always comes down to a handful of culprits. The first is poor insulation, especially in attics and walls, which allows heat to escape before it ever has a chance to warm the living space. The second is air leakage around windows, doors, and electrical outlets, where tiny gaps let cold air seep in continuously. The third is an aging or improperly sized furnace that simply can't keep up with your home's heating demand. And the fourth, which people often overlook, is a dirty furnace filter restricting airflow and reducing heating efficiency. To fix a cold house, start with a simple draft test, holding a lit candle or a piece of tissue paper near window frames and door edges on a windy day to see where air is moving. Seal any gaps you find with weather stripping or caulk. Check your attic insulation depth, since many older homes have far less insulation than modern building codes recommend. And don't underestimate the power of heavy curtains, which can add a noticeable layer of insulation to drafty windows. If your house still feels cold after addressing these areas, it may be time to have a professional perform an energy audit to identify exactly where your home is losing heat. Speaking of staying warm and saving money, let's build out a complete picture of home maintenance with a monthly checklist you can follow throughout the year. Because protecting your home isn't a one-time project. It's an ongoing rhythm. In January, focus on checking for ice dams on the roof and monitoring your heating system's performance. February is a good time to inspect weather stripping and test your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. As spring approaches, essential spring home maintenance becomes a priority, and this is where many homeowners set the tone for the rest of the year. Spring is the time to inspect your roof for winter damage, clean out gutters and downspouts, check your foundation for new cracks caused by freeze-thaw cycles. Service your air conditioning system before the heat arrives, and inspect exterior caulking around windows and doors. April and May are also ideal months to check your sump pump, since spring rains put it to the true test, and to walk your property looking for drainage issues that could send water toward your foundation. As summer rolls in, focus shifts to checking your air conditioning efficiency, inspecting your deck or patio for wood rot, and cleaning dryer vents to reduce fire risk. By early fall, it's time to prepare your heating system for the coming winter, clean gutters again as leaves begin to fall, inspect your roof one more time, and drain outdoor faucets before the first freeze. As winter approaches, revisit those frozen pipe precautions we talked about earlier. Check attic insulation, and make sure your home is sealed tight against the cold. Following a checklist like this throughout the year turns home maintenance from an overwhelming task into a series of small, manageable steps. Of course, not every repair requires calling in a professional, and knowing a handful of DIY repairs can save homeowners a significant amount of money. Learning to fix a running toilet, which is often just a worn flapper valve, can save on both water bills and plumbing service fees. Knowing how to unclog a drain using a plunger or a drain snake before reaching for harsh chemicals protects your pipes in the long run. Replacing a cracked caulk line around a bathtub or window is a simple weekend task that prevents water damage down the road. Learning to patch small drywall holes, tighten loose door hinges, and replace worn weather stripping are all skills that take minimal time to learn but pay off repeatedly over the years. Even something as simple as knowing how to reset a tripped breaker or replace an air filter can save you an unnecessary service call. That said, it's important to know your limits, and anything involving major electrical work, gas lines, or structural changes should always be left to licensed professionals, since a small mistake in these areas can be dangerous and expensive. One area that deserves special attention is your roof, since it's one of the most expensive components of your home to repair or replace, and hidden signs your roof needs repair often go unnoticed until the damage has spread. Look for missing, curling, or cracked shingles, since these indicate that your roof's protective barrier is compromised. Granules collecting in your gutters are a sign that shingles are wearing down and losing their protective coating. Dark streaks or moss growth can signal trapped moisture, while sagging areas of the roof line often point to structural damage underneath. Inside your home, watch for water stains on ceilings, peeling paint near the roof line, or an unexplained increase in your energy bills, since a compromised roof can let conditioned air escape. Catching these signs early can mean the difference between a simple shingle repair costing a few $100s and a full roof replacement costing tens of thousands. Now let's talk about a topic every homeowner cares about: how to reduce your electricity bill without sacrificing comfort. The good news is you don't have to live in an uncomfortable house to save money. Start with your thermostat, since even small adjustments of 1 or 2 degrees can add up to significant savings over a full year. And a programmable or smart thermostat can automate this without you having to think about it. Sealing air leaks around doors, windows, and electrical outlets prevents conditioned air from escaping, which means your heating and cooling system doesn't have to work as hard. Switching to LED lighting throughout your home dramatically reduces electricity use compared to older incandescent bulbs. Unplugging electronics when they're not in use eliminates what's known as phantom power draw, which can quietly add up on your monthly bill. And regularly maintaining your heating and cooling systems, including changing filters and scheduling annual tune-ups, keeps your equipment running efficiently instead of straining to compensate for dirt and wear. This brings us naturally to the truth about furnace filters and indoor air quality, a topic that's more important than most homeowners realize. Your furnace filter does 2 jobs at once. It protects your heating and cooling equipment from dust and debris, and it filters the air circulating through your home. A dirty, clogged filter restricts airflow, forcing your system to work harder and use more energy, while also allowing more dust, allergens, and particles to circulate through your living space. Most standard filters should be changed every 1 to 3 months, though homes with pets or allergy sufferers may need to change them more frequently. Choosing a higher rated filter can improve air quality, but it's important to check your system's specifications first, since some furnaces aren't designed to handle very high resistance filters. Staying on top of this simple task is one of the easiest and most affordable ways to protect both your equipment and your family's health. Moving to another area that causes major headaches for homeowners, basement moisture problems are extremely common and, if left unchecked, can lead to mold growth, structural damage, and a musty smell that seems impossible to get rid of. Moisture usually finds its way into basements through cracks in the foundation, poor grading around the home that directs water toward the foundation instead of away from it, clogged or damaged gutters, or a failing sump pump. To fix basement moisture problems, start outside by ensuring the ground slopes away from your foundation and that downspouts direct water at least several feet from the house. Seal any visible foundation cracks with an appropriate sealant, and consider installing a dehumidifier if humidity levels remain high even after addressing the source. For persistent or serious moisture issues, A sump pump with a battery backup provides reliable protection, especially during heavy storms or power outages. Addressing basement moisture early not only protects your foundation, but also improves indoor air quality throughout your entire home. Beyond routine maintenance, there are also smart home upgrades that actually save money over time rather than just adding convenience. Smart thermostats learn your schedule and adjust heating and cooling automatically, often paying for themselves within a year or two through energy savings. Water leak detectors placed near washing machines, water heaters, and undersinks can alert you the moment a leak begins, potentially saving thousands in water damage. Smart smoke and carbon monoxide detectors provide real-time alerts to your phone even when you're not home. And smart power strips can automatically cut power to electronics that would otherwise draw phantom energy around the clock. These upgrades aren't just about convenience, they're about catching problems early and reducing waste, which directly protects both your home and your wallet. Speaking of hidden energy costs, your water heater is often quietly raising your energy bills more than you realize. Sediment buildup at the bottom of the tank forces the unit to work harder to heat water, reducing efficiency over time. An aging water heater, typically over 10 years old, becomes significantly less efficient and more prone to failure. Setting your water heater temperature too high, often above the recommended 60 degrees Celsius, wastes energy without providing any real benefit. Flushing your water heater annually to remove sediment, insulating the tank and pipes, and considering a tankless or high-efficiency model when it's time for replacement can all meaningfully lower your energy costs. Making your home more energy efficient overall really comes down to a combination of everything we've already covered: proper insulation, sealed air leaks, efficient heating and cooling equipment, and smart energy habits. Adding weather stripping, upgrading to energy-efficient windows when the budget allows, ensuring your attic has adequate insulation, and using ceiling fans to help distribute heated or cooled air more evenly are all effective strategies. Even simple changes, like using natural light during the day and washing clothes in cold water, can add up to meaningful savings over the course of a year. We've also touched on common plumbing problems you can fix yourself, but it's worth reinforcing a few key ones. Low water pressure is often caused by mineral buildup in faucet aerators or shower heads, which can usually be cleaned or replaced inexpensively. A dripping faucet is typically caused by a worn washer or O-ring, both of which are simple and cheap to replace. Slow drains often respond well to a mixture of baking soda and vinegar followed by hot water, avoiding the need for harsh chemical drain cleaners that can damage older pipes over time. Knowing these small fixes empowers you to handle minor issues before they turn into costly plumbing bills. Finally, no guide to protecting your home would be complete without covering essential home safety tips every family should know. Test smoke and carbon monoxide detectors monthly, and replace batteries at least once a year. Keep a fire extinguisher in the kitchen and know how to use it. Ensure everyone in your household knows your home's emergency exits and has a plan in case of fire. Store cleaning chemicals safely away from children and pets, and keep walkways clear of ice and clutter to prevent falls. Regularly inspect electrical cords and outlets for signs of wear, since faulty wiring is one of the leading causes of house fires. These safety habits take only minutes to maintain but provide priceless peace of mind. At the end of the day, protecting your home from costly repairs isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about staying consistent and paying attention to the small signs your house gives you throughout the year. From preventing frozen pipes in winter to tackling essential spring home maintenance, from understanding your furnace filter to catching hidden roof damage early, every habit we've covered in this guide works together to protect your biggest investment. A little bit of attention each month adds up to real savings, fewer emergencies, and a home that stays comfortable, safe, and efficient no matter the season. If you found this guide helpful, take just one of these tips and put it into action this week, because the best time to protect your home is always before something goes wrong, not after.